Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be another installment in the Cousin Ketchup series, which I started a couple weeks back. I don't think I really talked about what that series was going to be because at the time I just kind of put the clips together and went with it, but essentially I thought this could be a nice series on my channel where I just kind of chat with you about what's going on in my cousin. We catch up together and I talk about just various things that are happening right now and kind of bring you up to date with how it's going, what I'm thinking about, journal things that are happening, all of that good stuff. So today is going to be episode 2 and I have a couple things I want to talk about today, but I'm hoping I won't make this clip too long because the last couple videos I feel like have been super long, which I simultaneously love, but while editing, I absolutely do not love. So we're gonna try to keep this a little shorter today. But first of all, I am still in my cousin. I am really enjoying it still. It is starting to kind of like show, not wear, but use in the monthly pages and a little bit in the weekly pages, which is really cool to see. I'm very curious, very, very curious as to how much this is going to bulk up over the weeks and throughout the end of the year. And I think that will be a good indication of what to expect next year. But so far it's going good. I've been using my pencil board that I purchased in the hobonichi haul. What happened there? And that's been going really, really well. I really like having a pencil board. I feel like it's one of those things that is kind of essential when it comes to using these books. So I'm glad I ended up picking one up, and I really like the color and design of it, which is really nice. But yeah, I've been using my pencil board. That's been going well. I've been enjoying kind of using those things, and the kind of experiment that's been happening lately isn't really with the pages. That's pretty standard. If I go to the September, where is September? Yeah. If I go to like September, I've been journaling daily still. It's been going really well. This month, I'm trying to focus on writing, and then now that we're kind of hitting the end of the month, I'm gonna start actually maybe adding some decoration. I've already added some photos where I want to, just to keep up with that, because with how I journal, I need to add the photos first before I journal, because usually that dictates the space. But besides adding in photos, I haven't really done any other kind of decorating, so I think I'm gonna go in and do that this week, which has been good. I feel like then it's taken the load down, and I've found this month the journaling process has felt a lot more seamless and a lot more kind of automatic. Like I kind of know every day what I want to do in my journal, what are the things I want to fill out, what do I need to fill out so I don't fall behind on a bunch of pages, because I really want to try to write in this every day and fill every page. So far I have, so I want to try to keep that up for as long as I can. So it's felt a lot more natural, and I've been finding I haven't been kind of catching up on 2 or 3 days at once. I'm pretty good at keeping up with the day-to-day, which is nice. I've also found that I have decreased, I think, the amount of writing I have, although that might be wrong. I feel like I'm not writing as much per day. At the same time though, like this is not like no writing, so maybe that's just like something in my head that is not in fact reality. But yeah, the daily journaling and the weekly journaling and the monthlies have been going really well. I've been really liking them, and the only thing that I've been kind of trying to figure out is the cover situation. And the kind of quandary / challenge I've been having lately is figuring out a cover that actually fits the cousin well. First, when I got this journal, I started with the Midori MD Codex cover, which is the bigger version of the regular cover. So I have it here, and that kind of goes into the story, but I have the regular cover here, which is like the standard cover for all of their notebooks, which are quite small. They're about 1 centimeter deep. And then Midori also makes a clear cover for their really large notebook, which is called the Codex, which has a page per day. So it's around, I don't know, I think it's over 365 pages, maybe like 400, but they have the kind of regular clear cover and then the Codex clear cover. Regular clear cover and then the Codex clear cover. And the thing about these clear covers is the hobonichi cousin I found by trying both of these on doesn't really fit well in either. The Codex cover is made for a much bigger notebook. So if I go like this, you can see that there's like a lot of gapping here, and I've kind of played with it to get this to go down, but there would actually be a lot more gapping. There would be like some space around here and then like a bunch of space on the spine. I know for some folks, they will purchase the Codex cover and then as their planner chunks up, it fills out quite nicely. But for the stage of chunk my journal's in right now, I haven't found that the room has been taken up very quickly, but maybe that will change at the end of the year. So I had kind of tried this Codex cover first because I owned it when I purchased my cousin, so I just put it in. And then I also owned one of these A5 covers, and I saw from folks on Instagram that they were recommending trying this out. And the kind of instructions that I received from some really nice people were to put the cover on. It's probably going to be a bit tight, but all you have to do is use like a blow dryer, put it under some heavy books, and then it will stretch to the cousin and be the perfect fit. So I tried that for a couple days. I found that, I don't know if I can show this. Let's see. I found that, do you see how my spine isn't very curved right now? Like it's a little curved, but nothing wild. I noticed when I tried on this cover, first of all, it was like super tight. Like it was a bit aggressive to say the least, but I did the hair dryer trick. It definitely helped stretch it out. But even then, I found that the width that the cover had stretched to was not wide enough for the spine of my cousin. And I noticed that my spine was starting to curl a little bit. And I was actually watching some of my old videos back, and I noticed that a week ago, my spine was significantly less curved than in this Midori cover, which led me to believe that it was starting to curl because of the cover. And I asked some folks on Instagram about this, and you guys are always so good about like chatting about this stuff, especially because I'm very new to the hobonichi. And a bunch of you were like, it's totally normal, the spine curves with use. And then I had people who were like, no, this like wrecked my cousin. Like I got a photo of like a cousin with the spine destroyed, and that kind of freaked me out. And I was like, you know what? I'm not like super comfortable with this cover. I don't want to be wrecking my notebook, even if maybe I'm not wrecking my notebook. To me, it just felt like it was not, I don't know, it wasn't something I was comfortable with. So I ended up actually taking this off and switching it out for the Codex cover, which is the cover I have on it right now. And I found what I did that kind of helped with the chunk, because I have it like this now and I find it quite manageable, is as you know, I keep my commonplace book. Oops, sorry for the noise. I keep my commonplace book in the back. So what I did was I actually, here we go, let's see here. I actually tucked my commonplace book into the back flap with the back of my cover. So it's like attached now. And I'll show the back so you can see what I did. I actually used that to push the clear cover out a little bit. So it's going past the edge of the book, so that some of the space is being taken up by the memo book at the back, so that it's not all kind of going, it's not all going into the spine here, because I find this quite manageable. This isn't too bad, but before it was really ballooning out. Like there was a lot of room and it was causing a lot of dust to get under the cover. And I mean, dust still gets under because it's a clear cover, but it's much better now compared to how it was before. The nice thing about that too, I've found, is it actually pushes the pen loop out. So my pen sits very far outside the notebook, which is kind of nice because then it is easier and more accessible. But yeah, I thought I would share kind of what I did to hack the Codex cover because I was kind of having some trouble with it and making it work for me. I know some people mentioned some other third-party cover sellers besides Midori, Salty Katie, I believe, and Lauren Phelps Designs, and their covers look really, really nice. The thing about their covers though is there's no pen loop, and for me, the pen loop is like the absolute essential for my cover. It needs a pen loop and it needs to cover the notebook. I don't really care about like the pockets and stuff, but the one thing I absolutely need is the pen loop. So because they didn't have pen loops, I looked at them and wished they had pen loops, but then I was like, you know, that's not gonna work for me. But anyway, that's kind of the update right now on the latest experiments happening with the cousin, trying to find a cover. I wish Hobonichi would make a clear cover for their cousin. I know they make one for the weeks, and I see now they've made one for the home. I know the intention with this book is to like slip it into their other covers, which is probably why they haven't made it, but I've heard so many good things about the quality of Hobonichi's clear covers compared to Midori. The Midori one actually tends to rip, which you can see here, like this corner has ripped, and I'm pretty careful with my notebooks, so this must have happened accidentally, but I don't even remember this happening. So it would be nice to find something a little more durable and high quality, but at the same time, I think this cover is like $10. So the nice thing is that I can just replace it at the end of the year and then start fresh, which is good. But yeah, if you do know of a good clear cover that fits with a pen loop, let me know, please, because I would be very curious. But anyway, for now, the Codex cover is working fairly well, and I think it helps that I keep a memo book in the back to kind of chunk it up. But yeah, besides the cousin, I thought I would mention quickly, because some folks were curious, what I've been keeping in my pencil case, utility case, stationery, pouch, bag thing. I realized I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and I thought it would be cool to show the supplies I keep in here, because when I journal with my cousin, I will take my cousin around the house and I will put this on top like this, and then I will just carry it around one-handed usually, and it's nice because it's really portable. But yeah, I thought I would show quickly what I keep in here in case anyone is curious. So I purchased this pen case last year. This is the Superior Labor utility case in the, I think it's the light brown. This comes in like a darker brown as well, but this is the light brown color. It is a full leather case, so it was probably the most expensive pencil case I have personally seen on the market. The cool thing now is this layout of pencil case I've seen is coming out soon by the brand Yoroliku, who makes canvas pencil cases. So if leather isn't your thing, there are options out there, which is really nice. But I've had this leather case a year and it was really expensive, but I kind of bought it as like a treat for myself, and I have been using it so far, and it's been a year and I've been really, really liking it. I don't normally keep mine zipped up, but you can if you want to. But a big part of why I like this case so much is it's really big and it has a lot of depth to it. So I can fit all of my supplies in one case and just carry it on the go with my journal, and I have everything I need, which is really nice because often where I store my journaling supplies, I don't journal in that area. So it's nice to be able to carry everything with me and have things and not have to go up the stairs and get something and then come back down and go back and forth. So I carry everything with me that I use in this case. So in terms of what I've been keeping in my case recently, I'll just open it up and you can see there's kind of, I guess, like 3 parts to it. There's the zip case on the left, there's the stuff that I shove in the middle, and then there's the pen case kind of slip pocket on the right. So I'll probably start with the stuff on top just because that's here. So you might as well see that first. So I like to use a variety of PET tape and stickers in my journal, most of which are by Atelier. And I like to have them with me so when I'm journaling I can kind of go through my options and see what I want to use. And what I found was my PET tapes, which I have here, are very thick, and oftentimes I don't really need a full PET tape when I'm journaling. If I wanted to, I could probably stick it in here, but I think it would be a bit of a tight fit. So the one thing I don't bring with me are my PET tapes, but what I do instead is I put them in this passport traveler's notebook folder. This is like a Starbucks one that has these kind of clear slots in it for cards. And what I do is I put the cutouts of my PET tape. So when I cut something out and I have the rest of the roll, I will slip the cutouts in here so that I have a bunch of the PET tape designs available to me when I'm journaling. So I have kind of the Art Studio at the front and then the cat ones that I like to use afterwards. And then at the back, what I did was I took 2 pieces of paper from my sticker release paper because I don't have a bunch of stickers, and I also don't like to cut out my PET tape and like stick it in a sticker book. I just find it's like a bit too much for me. I'd rather just cut out things as I need them. So I have 2 pieces of the sticker release paper slipped in here, and for stickers I use or PET tape that I've kind of cut out already, I will put that here and then I can keep it in the back of this book. So this is kind of like a DIY sticker book for all my stickers and PET tape that I use. And it's nice because it just fits really easily in my pencil case. And I usually keep it on top of all my other stickers. So besides the little sticker PET tape book, I have a bunch of stickers that I like to keep in here by Atelier. These are like my go-to stickers that I like to use in my cousin. So I have a bunch of different colors. I have the kind of oval ones, which are nice for layering over top of photos. I have this one, which is the kind of terrazzo print. This one's new. I haven't used this one yet. And then I have mostly circles. So these are more circle designs. Circles. And then these are actually tabs, but what I do is I will cut them in half and use them as circle stickers as well. So I like to keep those in here as well in their packaging, just because I find they're a bit easier to store. And this is kind of all together all of the stickers that I tend to use in this. So it's nice because I have them all accessible to me when I'm journaling. So once you kind of lift out the stickers, I have kind of the main parts of the actual pouch available. So on the right, it's the pen case, and on the left, it's the zipper pouch. On the right, I only keep a couple things. I have my pencil, which is the Traveler's Company brass pencil. It looks like this. It's quite small, which I like. It's actually really good for if you're doing like building and you need something to mark down. It's very small and it has a clip. So sometimes I'll just like clip this onto myself when I need to like mark or some wood needs to be cut with a saw or something like that. So it's actually really helpful for life things outside of stationary things. I have my eraser, which is just a click eraser. And then I keep 2 Uniball 1P pens. It's the small ones that look like this, just in case I need an extra pen. And then I have a clip, and I have my ruler, which I've had for like 5 years now. And it just, it folds out like this, which I like, because then it's super compact, but I can actually get a full-length ruler when I need it. So where I mostly keep my pens is the pen side here, but in terms of tools, besides my ruler, I keep all of that stuff in this zip case that is part of the utility pouch. So the one thing I will say about this design is I think the zip case could have been a little bigger considering how large this pencil case is. So I have mine like packed right now, but it's still like definitely a good amount of room for different tools and stuff, but it's definitely not the biggest zip pouch I've ever seen, but still everything fits, so we are all good. But in here I just have a bunch of the tools that I use for journaling that are a little more utilitarian. So let's see what's in here. Okay, so this is everything that I keep in my zip pouch. I usually keep these flat items on the bottom just so that they're easier to keep flat. I have this sticky note from Stationery Pal. This is just a simple cream grid sticky note that I use for just like random notes if I need to add anything to my cousin. I have a this is part of a pastry bag from a cafe in Toronto, and I keep some extra Midori index clips on here. I would say after the fact, this paper bag is folded in half, so it's actually a bit thicker than this paper, which causes my clips to fall off sometimes. So I think if I were doing this again, I probably would not keep these on such a thick piece of paper like this. Or maybe I would just put it on like one layer like this so that they don't kind of get stretched, but that's okay. And these are the Midori index clips in the color orange, but they're pretty much like a bronzy gold color. Mine are really patinaed, so they're kind of brown at this point. I also have these book darts. This is what I use to mark my daily page in my cousin. I use the copper one here. I've also heard they're good bookmarks, but for now I just use them in my journal, but I also keep these kind of tucked under here so that they can stay flat and protected. And then on top I have kind of the main things that I journal with. So these are pretty simple. I have an eraser for when I need to erase like a lot of stuff, where this would just be a little slower. I have my washi tape, which I use for sticking in any like photos or tickets or receipts. I like this because it's almost the same color as the cousin paper, so it's a really good match, and it's very, it's very subtle. I have a pair of tweezers for putting down stickers because sometimes I find it's just a bit easier to see where it's gonna go. And then, let's see, I have scissors for cutting things out. And then I actually want to replace these with scissors that have like a cap because I worry about the pointy edge kind of sticking into things, but it's on my list of things to do. And then I have two kind of adhesive products. I have this glue stick by, who's it by? I think it's by Kikuyo. This is what I like to call my aesthetic glue stick. It's very beautiful to look at. It's not the best glue stick, but you know, it's good for situations where I need this. I don't use this very often. Most of the time when I'm sticking something into my journal, I am using this. This is the Elmer's permanent adhesive tape. It's very similar to the Tombow mono adhesive, but I like to use this one over that one because it is white, not blue like the Tombow, and I find with the blue mono adhesive you can kind of see the blue cast through the other side of the Timoy River paper, versus with this, because it's clear, you can kind of see here it's totally clear, so it doesn't leave that blue cast, which just isn't something that bothers me. So I like to use this one, and as you can see, my dog has eaten it. So, you know, she's hanging on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, like it all fits. I would say it definitely needs like to be arranged in a certain way for it to fit properly, but I usually have the zipper closed on this because this piece of the case is closed like this, so if I keep this open, it will all fall out, which isn't ideal. And yeah, besides kind of sharing my current pencil case situation, the cover update, I don't really have too much else to catch you up on in this video. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my pencil case as well as the cover conundrum that is currently going on. Let me know if you have any cover recommendations that have a pen loop and that are big enough for the cousin. Fingers crossed Hobonichi maybe comes out with their own at some point, but until then, we'll have to figure out another solution. If you're still watching at this point, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.